Hello, I am Litt, a widow, a solo parent with KSP, and a mom to 3 grown-up daughters plus one 8-year-old adopted daughter. Losing my husband more than 10 years ago put all of our lives on a standstill. Not so much because I lost the husband, but more of the children losing their dad. When he was rushed to the hospital, I was still in a business conference abroad. And at that time, my youngest daughter, Timmy, was with me. Everything happened so fast that we never had our chance to say goodbye. A couple of months later, my daughter was diagnosed with clinical depression and became suicidal. Watching my children grieve over their loss made me feel hopeless and helpless. It was only by God's grace that I was able to hurdle everything that happened in those years. I have always been a firm believer in raising my children with affirmation, being conscious of my words, be it oral or in silence. My words are always focused on the effects it will have on my children. To affirm our children, we must be affectionate, loving, caring, and understanding. We must put God in the center of everything for these things to happen. We must learn to see the positive on anything negative. We must see the brighter side in everything, as in everything. This way, we are able to nurture affirmation in our hearts as a parent, allowing us to continuously and constantly affirm our children. Affirmation is a habit. Proverbs 18:21 says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will see its fruit." When we use harmful, frivolous, or careless words with our children, these words will do more damage than good. Death words make them lose their self-confidence and self-esteem. Instead, let us be more aware of using life words, gentle words, compassionate and pleasant words, keeping a loving heart. Let us use positive words even when there are problems. Try to say things that will connect you with your children instead of shutting them out with negative words. If we think of God always and believe in God and trust in God, it will not be hard to affirm our children. Affirming our children motivates them towards positive change to reach their God-given potential. It also builds our relationship with them. Affirmation is given not only through words, but in other ways as well. And on this Motivate series on parenting, there are 6 simple ways to guide us. Number 1, affirm through positive words. Number 2, affirm your child's uniqueness. Number 3, affirm through unconditional love. Number 4, affirm progress. Develop a detective's eye. Number 5, affirm through physical affection. And number 6, affirm through positive expectation. Now let's discuss the number 1 way of affirmation. Affirm through positive words. When our children are young and impressionable, what we say to them, or what they hear from us, or what we show them, will leave a lasting impression on them. Why? Because when they are young, they believe everything we say. And these things they keep in their hearts for a long, long time. Kind and loving words are important to help a child build confidence and self-esteem. Let me share with you my experience while I was growing up with my dad. My dad was a disciplinarian and he was very strict. But he was a very good provider. But my dad was not affectionate at all. He felt detached from his family. It's like there's no single nerve in his body that is affectionate. Whenever he opened his mouth, for sure it will be disastrous. Either someone will get hurt or someone will definitely end up crying. My mom is the peacemaker. She was a perfect mom, but she died too soon. And as I was growing up, I promised myself, I will be the opposite of my dad when I have my own children. And I am. The strongest words of affirmation between me and my daughters are, I love you. I love you, Mom. I love you, Baba. I love you, Bunny. These are the words between me and my daughters. I love you and you are loved are the most powerful words of affirmation. Number 2, affirm your child's uniqueness. Every child born is a unique individual. Do not compare them to each other, and don't compare them to other children. All children develop at their own pace, at their own rate. The point is, no two children are alike. God has gifted each child with special gifts, abilities, and talents to be used for good works that He has prepared for him or her to glorify God. Be your child's unabashed cheerleader at any given situation. The more you accept them with openness, the more they will thrive for success. The more you listen to how they feel and how they think, the more you will discover how to affirm your child. A child can excel in many different ways. Affirmation and encouragement to help them grow, maximizing on their own uniqueness. Remember, even a child with developmental disability, when parents see all the positives and affirm this child and encourage this child will be able to move forward and grow. Children are born with resilience. Parents' constant encouragement on the positive fosters this resilience. Affirmation is making your child grow into a happy, successful adult. Number 3, affirm through unconditional love. There is no perfect parent. There is no perfect family. And there is no perfect child. We all want our children to love us unconditionally. Just like we all want to love all our children unconditionally. Unconditional love says, I love you. Period. No ifs, no buts, no strings attached. All children need unconditional love to thrive. Loving your children unconditionally makes them feel secure in your love. 1 John 4 verse 18 says, perfect love casts out fear. Raising my child with depression required a steadfast faith, an unfailing faith in God. It is very important for people with depression to be assured constantly that they are not alone. You must make them believe that you are with them through and through. Unconditional love through all the good days. Unconditional love all through the bad days. There were times when my daughter would just sleep the whole time, the whole day. And she would say, there's no reason to wake up, Mom. Or she would be physically lost, only to find her sleeping by the crib of her dad. There was a time that she tried jumping off our building. She had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. It is by God's unconditional love for me and my daughter that saved her. Number 4, affirm progress by developing a detective's eye. Regardless of age, we all like to be validated for our good work. No matter how small the progress we see in our children, they deserve to be praised and appreciated. Let us be magnanimous in affirming our children. Regardless how insignificant the progress is, recognize your child at least for the effort. It is when you create positive environments for your children that they will embrace who they are and surround them with confidence. Develop a detective's eye to see Christ-like character in your children. When you see God-like behavior, be intentional to affirm them. Number 5, affirm through physical affection. Let hugs and kisses overflow between you and your children. These are non-verbal affirmation, yet it conveys the most. These actions are constant assurance that everything is okay between you and them. An embrace can assuage a hurting child more than words could ever say. A soothing hug makes our children feel safe. It builds deep security and trust. It promotes open and honest communication between us and them. Are you aware of the Unang Yakap campaign by the Department of Health? This campaign is in cooperation with the World Health Organization that was conceptualized for 3 reasons for moms and newborn babies. One of these 3 reasons is for the early skin-to-skin contact between mom and the newborn baby, which prevents hypothermia and infections. Through Unang Yakap, there is potential to decrease newborn death by half. Give them hugs and kisses, often to envelope them with your love. Number 6, affirm through positive expectation. Let me quote Hebrews 3 verse 13. Encourage one another day after day. As parents, we only want what's best for our children. Unfortunately, some parents may have preconceived ideas about how they want their children to grow up. With this comes disappointments when your child does not meet your expectations. When parents become this way, the usual outcome is a discouraged child. Children make mistakes, but most mistakes are unintentional. It is okay for your child to fail and to try. It is an opportunity for them to learn persistence and acceptance. Learn to affirm them even if they fall short of your expectation. Even us as parents fall short of our children's expectations at times. Be realistic. Children are individuals with their own personalities. It is up to us parents to make these personalities work for the best of our children's benefits. And now I would like to introduce to you my youngest daughter, Timmy, who suffered from depression and by God's grace recovered. She is still a work in progress, but with God, nothing is impossible.
Hi everybody, my name is Timmy, and by now I'm sure you know that I am Litt's daughter. I'm very honored to be able to talk and express how my mom's parenting style has helped me become the person I am today. Growing up, I felt like I had a really rough time, especially in school, and I was always getting into trouble. I was always getting into fights. And when I was in high school, I was 13, my father passed away. And it was something that didn't really hit me until later on when I was about 15. And when I was 15, I was also having trouble with school and I was having trouble with friends. And eventually I was diagnosed with clinical depression. When I was in 4th year high school, I had to be pulled out because I was being bullied. And it was my mom who actually made that decision because she noticed that I was always crying and I just never wanted to be in school. Now that I look back at it, I think that my mom was so attentive and she always made the right decision for us no matter how hard it would be. She was there for me in every counseling session. It was never a me thing. It was always a we are gonna get through this. We are gonna do everything we can to get you back on your feet. My mom growing up has always given me everything I needed to do what I wanted to do. Every endeavor I wanted to try, my mom was very supportive, even though I always failed or I never really stuck to anything. And my mother pushed me even when I felt like I wasn't ready for something because she knew deep inside that I am supposed to be where I'm supposed to be now. And now that I'm 24 and I'm out here and I've had 5 years being away from my family, I'm still wake up every day grateful for God blessing me with such a supportive mom, a supportive family. We're all very healthy. And in all the years, He has blessed me with countless of blessings and opportunities that make me so happy because I would not be where I am today and I would not be as happy or successful as I am today if it wasn't for Mom and if it wasn't for God.
And now let me introduce to you my other daughter, Cheska, who thinks the world of me, who's such a happy child that when I see her, I always feel proud of myself that I was able to raise happy children despite being a solo parent. And I can only give my gratitude back to God for helping me bring up these children in a happy and balanced environment.
Hi, my name is Cheska and I am Litt's middle child. No, according to her, as an affirmation, I do not have a middle child syndrome. I don't think I've ever experienced it. But anyway, she would tell that to me on an occasional basis, which is fine. It's funny to hear every now and then. Growing up with my mom, she was both mom and dad, so she would do two roles, and that's perfectly awesome for me because it showed us how strong she was. Her affirmations for us growing up was, it's okay, it'll work out, don't worry, just do your best next time, don't pressure yourself to do anything that doesn't make you happy, and if it's not working out, there's probably something else for you, and that's perfectly fine. And I think those are the things a child likes to hear, that it's okay to fail sometimes, and that's completely acceptable, which is rare to hear, surprisingly, from what I've heard from my friends. And they would say, oh my gosh, your mom is so cool, she's just so chill even if you get this grade or if you're just doing this. And I think that's important, that her affirmations were also her support for us. And eventually she just, did the things you would do, like video games, going to more movies, watching random shows with us, especially mom likes K-pop, so we bonded over that. And I think that's how, we have a better bond with each other, since there's a common thing between us. And her proactiveness wasn't a helicopter proactiveness. It was just the right amount of proactive, where she was there to support us and made sure we were happy. And that's how I know she is one of the greatest people.
Live each day as if it were your last. This way, you will only do what's best for everyone concerned. By keeping God in our hearts, we stay hopeful, we remain joyful, we stay positive, and we share with others our strength and encouragement. Let all these 6 ways of affirmation keep you and your children closer than ever, happier than ever. Matthew 18 verse 10 says, "See that you do not despise any of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven." Be affectionate, be malambing, be caring, be understanding, be loving. Thank you, and I love you. Discussion questions. Number 1, what is your favorite way of affirming your child? Number 2, in what way did your affirmation contribute in building your child's character? And number 3, how has affirming your child affirmed you as a parent? Thank you so much.